Hello. I'm Tara Nolan from Transformation Tara, business and life coach. And I'm here to talk to you about the holidays. And I want to get really real with you tonight, like super genuine. This is a fireside chat. I planned this in the last hour. I usually do Tuesdays with Tara in the afternoon. Around 2:00 most Tuesdays, and I didn't today. I took some time for me, and I really had a still kind of a burning desire to connect with you guys because I want to get real. Like I said, like be really genuine about some things that have come up in my life on and off throughout the holidays, and it's been a different year for sure. Like some may say it's been an awesome year. Some may say it's been a challenging year, but we can all say it's been really different. It's been something we would have never anticipated. I took some time off today and I went to the ski hill nearby and I went snowboarding. And it was so weird to see the restaurants are like closed there, and everyone's in masks. I mean, it's weird no matter where you go and everyone's in masks. Everything we do seems weird and seems different. And many of us are having holidays that are really different than we might have anticipated because we're not doing the same traditions. We're not seeing the same family and friends that we normally do for protecting some of our loved ones. And that can be hard. Like this is this beautiful, time of year that brings so much goodness and so much, joy, and you're wrapping presents and you're giving, and it's there's a lot of like merriment, right? But like to get real, there's also a lot of pain that can come this time of year because sometimes there are certain people who are not with us anymore. There's been a lot of loss this year. Sometimes the holidays can bring up a lot of isolation, a lot of loneliness. It's different for everyone. And I'm going to share with you some really powerful stuff tonight. So I hope you're settled in and we can spend just a little bit of time together. I'm here having my kombucha with you, sitting by the fire and warming up after a day in the cold. If you're tuning in, let me know where you're at tonight, like what city you're in, or maybe your fireside too. Leave a comment in the chat so I know that you can see me and hear me okay. And I'd love to know who's on, who's watching. I see some people on, but I can't quite see who you are yet. So I'd love to do that. But thank you so much for tuning in and connecting tonight, because one of the biggest things we need right now is connection. And it may be online. It may be trying to Zoom with your family. And it may be picking up the phone. And it may be, hello, Bonnie. Thanks for joining in Milwaukee. Whatever it is that is going to bring you connection. So, hello, John. Thanks for letting me know where you are. It's so fun. Otherwise, I feel like I'm just talking to the computer screen. So I love when people leave comments and then it pops up and I see where you're from, who's here. Yeah, happy holidays to you guys too. And the merriment of Christmas is coming. But I just want to speak to you on so many different levels. I have a list of tips here for you to help you through the holidays. And I have the one big shift. Hi, Mark. Hi, Tracy. I have the one big shift that changes everything, literally changes everything in your life during the holidays and otherwise. So I am going to share that with you. I'm here with my little cute bulldog puppy. Randomly hopped on I planned it very recently as really an offering to share with people, because here's me getting real with you. I guide people to, hi, John. Oh gosh, I love this, seeing people all over the country. And Jill, my friend from home, and Tracy, previous transformation client. Bonnie's a current mastermind member, and just so great to connect with you guys. Thank you. Oh, Vicky, great to see you. She's been there in the yoga teacher trainings. We have all that coming up for 2021, more yoga teacher trainings and masterminds. But now that I'm digressing a little, because I'm seeing all these beautiful emojis and comments popping up. So I'm really grateful. So yes, please keep commenting so I know you're here and where you're from. And it means a lot to me because then I can like I said, no, I'm not here alone just talking to my computer. Because that doesn't feel as much like connection, does it? Like we want real connection. And that's what is hurting some people in this time of year. So this is where I'm going to share with you vulnerably. Right now, I'm really good. I'm really high. Maybe you can feel that in my energy. And that's why I'm able to hop on here and feel good. But I wasn't always that way. I really wasn't. I was thinking about how many years ago it was. I think it was only about 6-7 years ago. It feels like yesterday. Time goes really fast when you're older, but I know it was before I had my daughter. And I remember the holidays, and I would dread them every year. Like, and the closer and closer they got during them, because I didn't have my own, oh, Bonnie, we are connected. But I didn't have my own, family and partner. And it seemed like that was what brought happiness to everyone else. And I think this can happen whether you're in a partnership or whether you have kids or whether you don't, whatever it is. Or, we just, in my family, we just lost the matriarch of our family about a month and a half ago now. We lost my grandmother. I'm the oldest of I think there's 16 grandkids now. And great grandkids. And so my dad and his siblings, lost their mother. And she's not going to be there this year for Christmas Eve for the first time ever, right? And that feels like a loss. So, I mean, whatever it is, whether it's a loss of someone recently or where I was at 6-7 years ago when I felt like I didn't have what everyone else had and I didn't want the holidays. They brought me so low. So I really wanted to get here and tell you that the biggest shift, here it is, the biggest shift you can do. And I'm going to go through my 5 tips also of what's going to take you even higher and how to do this. But my biggest shift for you that changes everything in your life, everything. This is what I coach people on. This is the one thing is not resisting reality. It's really, it's some of the Byron Katie work. If you've heard of her, it's loving what is. It's not the situation, even though the situation is bad, it's what the situation tends to mean for you in your life. It wasn't my situation at the time of being single or not having children or really even being alone. It was the way I made it feel in my head with being alone. Or grandma not being here this year for us. Of course, there can be loss. There can be missing someone. There can be sadness, and that's okay. Sadness and grief is important. You've got to let yourself do that. But staying in resisting reality and wishing it weren't so, continually wishing it weren't so, it shouldn't be this way. My life shouldn't be this way. This person shouldn't be out of my life. My grandma shouldn't be gone. She should have made it till Christmas. Or, I shouldn't be single right now, or my marriage should be better, or my kids should be here, or I should be able to be with the rest of my family. That's the stuff that hurts. That will continually hurt your heart, because it's almost it's just wishing the grass weren't green. Well, right now it's not, but typically, or wishing the snow weren't white, right? Looking outside every day and saying, damn it, it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. The snow shouldn't be white. The grass shouldn't be green. Resisting situations as they are and feeling that it's wrong is something that we do in our heads that continually creates struggle and pain in our heart. So what if, with everything that happened in 2020, even 2020, that shouldn't have happened. People shouldn't be in masks. There shouldn't be COVID. We shouldn't have had these businesses closed. We shouldn't be in this financial situation. Whatever that, we shouldn't be locked in our homes. Whatever it is, all those shoulds are really a reflection. It's your verbiage that's reflecting your resistance to reality. And when you get caught up in resisting reality, you are creating emotional struggle and pain. But here's the good news, the really, really great news. It is the one thing you have the most control over. You have the most control over shifting that in your brain, because you can't change the grass from green to blue. I can't bring my grandma back. I can't say this business didn't close down if it did. or that finances aren't what they are, whatever it is, that this divorce didn't happen, or, whatever it is that's creating the pain in your life. We can't shift that. But what you can shift is your reaction towards it. And it's okay, again, to feel some pain. But even how you feel about the holidays this year, or any challenge that happened in 2020. So some of us are out there on Facebook and other places saying 2020 was all messed up. It was the hardest year ever. It shouldn't have been this way. It's crazy. It's horrible. And I'm going to challenge you to look at that in a new light, create that shift and apply it even to your year of 2020, as well as you can apply it to your holidays, right? Like, what if everything that happened in 2020 brought you somewhere else, brought you some lesson that you need, that you actually wanted, that you actually deep down desired? Maybe you didn't want it to come this way, right? But it's bringing you something that you wanted. I know one thing about 2020. I can't imagine there's a person out there that didn't have a deeper look at their own life and consider what the state of their reality is, and if they're happy with that or if they're not happy with that. Like, 2020 brought us a big elevation, like elevating ourselves to go deeper, go inward, and look at our lives in a new light. There's a beauty to that. Like, there's such a beauty to that. And now having this new opportunity to create, moving into a new year. I'm going to talk more about the new year next week. So I'll be here again for a Tuesday with Tara next week. But right now, I just want to talk to you about this shift and some more, some tips that I recommend for the holidays. Now, do you guys, yes, it does bring other opportunities, but it's, I'm just looking at some of the messages in the chat, and we can choose how we look at our lives as really as opportunities each day. Every day you wake up. And I think one of the biggest, I know from the work that I do with people, like, I'm a business coach. Inside the program, I teach straight up like marketing and how to build a team and how to, rise higher with greater success, how to have more effective communication with your team, with your clients, how to attract greater clients. This is what we do inside. But what really has to shift for people is their energy leaks and how they're showing up in their life, because that shifts the success in your business aspect of your life. And then obviously, getting clear on your purpose, so you have a purpose-driven life, and that you wake up with passion each day to build a business. So that's what I do. But it's really like doing this inner work to create these shifts so people can then go on to do that work. So typically our 90-day program is a very deep dive into the personal and the looking at your personal mission and your confidence. Because you have to do this to build the confidence, right? You can't have toxicity around you. And toxicity, I talked last week on my last Tuesday with Tara about the tribe you build, the soul tribe, and how that can bring, toxicity or, greater, higher vibrations. But also there can just be toxicity in your own thoughts, and your thoughts create your reality. So your reality, again, becomes one of struggle and suffering and strife, because you have this mental cycle going on that things shouldn't be the way that they are. And that creates this mentality of a lack. We call that a scarcity mindset, like that there's something lacking in life. And here's another key. One of the biggest things that people find they're lacking, and what I find in my clients, like across the board, even in myself, totally in myself, is that we don't feel loved. We don't feel loved enough. We don't feel special enough. We don't feel seen enough, heard enough. People that aren't getting us or understanding us, and it doesn't feel good. Really, this whole thing of connection is that we want to be loved. So here's the number one shift that you can make. And it's in the mental aspect. Literally consider, how can you not be loved? You are a child of God. You were born into this world to live out of love. Like you were created from love. So if you can buy into that, you can shift your mindset to literally every day in every way telling yourself, I am loved. I am loved. I am loved. It can be a meditation. It can be a mantra. It can be repeating it. These things work when you really spend your time and go deep and, repeat. Because the first few times you're like, whatever, this might feel stupid, but you go on and on and on, and you start changing the brain patterns so that the brain doesn't go towards lack and scarcity as the default, as the habitual pattern. You now suddenly create what's called pattern disruption, and your brain starts to go towards the positive. So the I am loved. So tell yourself repeatedly, I am loved, I am connected, and then reach out and get connected. So tip number 1, recognize you are loved. Tell yourself, realize it, feel it, give yourself love. Number 2, get connected, whether you have to reach out on Zoom. Be the planner. Plan a family Zoom, plan a friend Zoom, or just go with the neighbor for a walk. If you're not comfortable being inside, whatever it is that is your comfort level with COVID. And who relates to this? Does anyone relate? Send me an emoji, send me a comment. Like, have you ever, this time of year, it gets to be winter, there's COVID, feeling less connected and wanting more connection and love. We thrive as human beings being connected to each other. Even if you don't feel like connecting with people, when you feel down and out, when I felt I was feeling depressed at that time, and I didn't matter as much because it was the holidays and who did I matter to? Then, I didn't want to see anyone or connect with anyone, not even my family, but I felt like I had to go. But it's the best thing when you have to go, even if you don't want to, even if you fight it, because just being around the energy of other people is really good for your soul, for your vibration, your vibrational state. It'll raise you just to feel the energy. We're magnetic creatures. So our vibration actually raises just from being in community. And that's why we're more powerful together. And the power of intention is so strong when you come together as a group. We have that strength in my mastermind groups and in the yoga teacher training. It's so amazing. Even when I just do a live, I'm going to do another 90-minute, really personal live in January. So we can get there. So get connected, know that you are loved, and get thankful. Even when there's all these things wrong and things aren't your way, notice what you can have gratitude for, and there's always something to be thankful for. Yeah. Thank you, Bonnie. Lack of self-worthiness can creep in if not interrupted. Absolutely. And if it doesn't get interrupted, it continues down a spiral of more self-worthiness or less lack of self-worth versus choosing to go up the scale vibration. And then the last one is really, this is going to seem simple and maybe it's going to seem obvious to you, maybe not, but it's really important in this cold weather to still get out, get fresh air, and get movement. You will sleep better. You will elevate your mood. I don't care if it's 20 minutes, go for a walk, I'm up here in the snow, so I'm going snowshoeing. I went cross-country skiing for my first time yesterday. I went snowboarding for my first time today. And I had meetings today, by the way. And this is the beauty of being an entrepreneur. And I teach, I help people to be an entrepreneur. So it's part of what I do. And to, figure out their purpose and monetize their passion. But you can pull the boss card. I had meetings today, some of them with my team members. I had 2 different kind of team meetings, and I moved one up to the morning, and the other one, I made it shorter. And I got that. This is the other thing we help teach our clients to do, is to build a team. So I had the team all on tasks all day. So business was happening and more is getting done. And that's what you can do. And then I pulled the boss card and I went snowboarding today, because that's what my soul was yearning for. And that's what I really wanted to get myself in the right mental state, to enjoy the holiday season and be even better when I go home for my family, and not letting guilt creep in. I'm okay, I'm going to work early in the morning. I'm going to work at night. And that's what you can do. So getting real with you about what you can create in your life is not always easy. How you can change your mental state, emotional state is not always easy. But I'm going to tell you something. It's a lot harder not to. Like people might say, oh, it's hard to just like change your thought process. It's hard to like step outside your comfort zone and suddenly build a team or start a new business or follow your heart. It's harder not to, because it's harder to stay in a state that's not serving you. So I really share this in hopes that you do take some of these tips, this advice, and consider the shift. And if you want support on that, that's what coaches do to help you. And it doesn't have to be me. It's always important to have, I think it's important to have a coach, have a therapist, have a mentor, have someone besides just your friends in your life that you can really like talk to, so you can, rise and elevate to your highest self and get the most out of this beautiful life and get the most out of this holiday season, because there really is an opportunity to have this Christmas be one of the most beautiful Christmas you've ever had. Like, that's the opportunity that's right in front of you. So just choose it. This is going to be the most amazing holiday season with COVID and all. This is going to be an awesome, awesome Christmas. And with the new year, I suggest the same thing. Like, close 2020 with looking at all the challenges and having gratitude for the lessons learned, and focus on what you're going to say yes to in 2021. And I'll talk to you more about that next week. And I want to wish you guys a really super Merry Christmas. And if it's not, Christmas isn't your thing, whether it's Happy Hanukkah, just happy holiday season. I send you all so much love. I really do come on here to serve. And if people do want to go deeper, then please do connect with us. You can send me a private message. We can figure it out from there. Otherwise, you just click to book a call. And it's a really good time to do a breakthrough session, because prices are going up in 2021 because we've added so much to our program. We have so many amazing gurus on the team that help support the clients in marketing and tech support and copywriting, editing, mindset, structure, like all those. I just named a lot of social media strategy. I named a bunch of the coaches that are a part of our team that help support the clients in these programs. So we have it's such a robust program that the prices are going up in 2021, but I'm keeping them as they are now. So book your call before the end of the year. And if you're interested, if you've been thinking about it anyway, and if not, don't worry about that. Just stay connected with me on Soul Purpose Entrepreneurs and Life Lovers, and just have a really awesome holiday, and give yourself some love, and you'll have more to give others. And realize that selfish was never a bad word. It's really a good thing. And that loving the self is what is really the beauty of that word. It's just simply loving the self. So love the self so you can give more, and shift the perspective to whatever it is right now that's your reality. Instead of wishing it weren't so, stop those thoughts and find gratitude for what it was. Find gratitude for what it is. Find gratitude for where it is now and what it's bringing you in your life. Because I know that there's so much beauty if you choose to look at it. So with that, I will sign out and let you go off to relax and enjoy your night. Thank you so much for being here with me. So much love to all of you. And I really do hope that this was beneficial. I appreciate your comments so much. Even if anyone's watching the replay, please do comment. I check every single one. And great to see you, Jolene, Mark, Tracy, Bonnie. You guys are really amazing to have your energy coming through to me in my heart. And love you guys. I love you guys. I really do. I mean it. So happy holidays. And I'll see you next week.